if you look at North India, I think the romance has not ended.
Well, I think Narendra Modi romance continues, and going by the look of it, and by the staggering percentage which seems to be voting in favor of the Prime Minister, both Assembly as well as Lok Sabha, I think it is going to continue for a while, and it shows that I think perhaps for the first time after 1951, the Congress is in such a sorry state of affairs. The entire North is gone. The Congress
You come from UP, Brajesh. Tell me why Akhilesh Yadav has failed to rise up to the occasion, and what has happened in last 5 years, post 2017, that the consolidation which Bharatiya Janata Party has done has remained intact. Even in Karnataka, when they lost, they had 37.8% of the vote.
See, what is happening is that many of these politicians are not realizing that they have the BJP, especially Prime Minister Amit Shah, has converted the election into a 24/7 game. Gone are the time when you could fight election for like 8 months, 9 months into the election and live to tell the tale. Now that scenario has gone, and if you look at the way ticket distribution is done, elections have been announced. You don't know who all will contest from which all seat. The BJP has already announced 51 seats out of 80 or 82 or 4 which they are going to contest from UP. Then you take a I was telling you about the case study of Badayu. Badayu is a pocket borough of Samajwadi Party. What they have done is that they have given ticket to Dharmendra Yadav. Now imagine, to the embarrassment of Dharmendra Yadav, you have started campaigning in this. Suddenly, in middle of a rally, it is announced that the ticket has been given to Shivpal Singh Yadav. The poor guy had to scurry around, ask the voters to vote in support of Shivpal Yadav, and then 4 days later, 4 programs of Shivpal Yadav cared 2 hoots about what the High Command has said. Then he's not gone there. Now the talk says that again it will be given back to Dharmendra Yadav. So if you are fighting election like this, completely scattered, there's zero focus against the BJP, which is literally living in the moment and making sure every single cadre is working hard to make sure that they win the election. There's no way you can take on the juggernaut role of the BJP, and that is reflecting in the way Congress is fighting. You want 17 seats. You want 17 seats from a state where your top 2 leaders, the topmost 2 leaders, have exited from the state. How do you explain this?
Absolutely. I'm saying, for Gandhis not to find
absolutely
Uttar Pradesh,
they've already thrown the
is not a telling statement. It just tells us that Gandhi, as a political family, they are over in North India.
They're over in North India.
They have no control of the Congress party.
Absolutely.
They're over in North India. And as I've been saying, when they used to say कि ये परिवार का रिश्ता है, it comes out as a farce because you give it up.
Absolutely. I mean, it's quite shocking to hear that, Karthik. Even in the best accommodation that we give to Congress as main opposition party, exiting from what you tell me, the space electorally is a huge setback to their best fans. They would be completely shocked to hear that. Coming back to Akhilesh and UP, I would just make a small point, Karthik. I think Akhilesh has huge potential, because he's young. He has inherited a huge legacy from his father, and the party has been built over decades there. But by getting into these alliances which are not durable, I think he has done great damage to himself. The example that he gave, I did covered elections in UP in '96. I had gone to Etawah and Mainpuri, 2 core constituencies represented by his father, Mulayam Singh Yadav, and it was such a force even then. And look at the decline that has happened over the decades. And believe me, my sense is that had he gone alone, this India alliance, to my mind, has done Akhilesh greater harm than any good. And even the earlier 2 alliances, both with Rahul Gandhi and then with Mayawati in the assembly elections, didn't do him any good. But has he learned his lessons?
Okay, well said. I'm also joined by Ratan Sharda, KS Prasad, Reni Abraham, and Banu Chanda will be joining me. Mr. Sharda, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. The results are in front of you, sir. Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. I mean to say, the best results are coming from Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, where it's actually 11-0. Then you had 26-0. And in Madhya Pradesh, yes, I mean to say there is no opposition. It's not a good thing to say that, opposition should be there. But it also tells us that something has significantly shifted in Indian politics. Sir, is it the complete displacement of the Nehruvian consensus and rise of Prime Minister is not business as usual also in politics? That you have a new narrative in place which other political parties are failing to engage with constructively or even diligently?
Karthike, let me begin from another statement. I would say that actually it is a fight between negative politics and positive politics. When I say this, earlier we had very dark, negative kind of politics. हम ये नहीं कर सकते, हम वो नहीं कर सकते. This is beyond us. This can't be the growth. This can't be the infrastructure. when Atalji brought in the diamond, quadrangle, he was laughed at. He was said, "Kahan se paise aayenge?" And you're doing it for paise wala people. Then we saw the entire transformation of economy once the golden quadrilateral came up. Then we had this continuous question of toilets are made. People used to laugh in TV debates. Modi ki to toilet bana rahe, इनको क्या पता विदेश नीति क्या होती है? Again negativity. Even today, when Nahur shouts at everybody angrily and gesticulates and tells that हम आपको देख लेंगे, तुम मूर्ख बन रहे हो, तुम मर जाओगे, etc. These are negative traits. Has anybody tried to create a positive kind of politics? What Modi ji has done from this dark negative kind of politics, he has turned into a celebrately kind of environment where you celebrate everything, whether it's Chandrayaan, whether it's Ram Mandir, whether it's election result. So see, we are a happy people from a very low resources. We have been keeping ourselves happy even during the time of Nehru's very highly shortage created economy and license Raj. We would find reasons to be happy. We are festive people. And when you create that kind of identity for the people, they feel happy, they feel positive, and that is what Modi ji has done. Raise the aspirations, raise the quality of life,
Okay.
done something for the other, for smallest to highest. So election cannot, secondly, election cannot be a part-time job. Election is a full-time job we learn from Congress. Unfortunately, Congress itself has lost this particular habit of being a full-time into politics. They are more into Twitter, more into the social media
So
and
Congress,
press conferences.
sorry,
not on the
I'm
ground.
interrupting you. Congress cannot be full-time. Congress need politicians who are full-time. We have to say that. It's Mr. Rahul Gandhi who needs to do full-time politics. Congress is a full-time party. The Congress workers can be doing the full-time job. The people who are running the party have to be full-time. I think the problem is those who are running the party are not full-time. Let me go back down to our basic, because this opinion poll has been done in a very extensive way. Mr. Prasad, are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Prasad, if you look at this data in Madhya Pradesh, if you look at this data in Chhattisgarh, if you look at this data in Rajasthan, it seems to suggest that there is no opposition. But the fact is, you had Ashok Gehlot as the chief minister. The fact is, Kamal Nath was the chief minister for 1.5 years there. The fact is, Bhupesh Baghel was the chief minister. How come the same states are not giving any seat to these parties when they had elected Congress governments?
Yeah, good evening, sir, and good evening to the co-panelists, and good evening to the viewers. Sir, as far as the general elections are concerned, particularly for MP seats, there is no role for any of the oppositions as far as Northern India is concerned. When it got initiated in 2014 itself, and 2019, the verdicts are very clear. This is only for the namesake as far as the Ashok Gehlot and as well as this Kamal Nath, etc., etc. These are all only done their only puppet show. This is the first ever time I have been seen as far as the governments, after forming the governments, there is no role for the MP elections, in particularly who has won the Congress seats in particular states. And unfortunately, those people's validity is also over. Even after Congress is revalidating the vehicles, like after 15 years, the vehicle expiry will take place, and again, some RTS will renew it. In the same scenario, the expiry candidates of Congress has been renewed by Congress, and they are given opportunity to kill the young and dimensions leaders, like Pilot and other guys are concerned. The same scenario, they have given outcome when it comes to general elections, the keen sweep by the BJP. And particularly UP, if you really look at it, after having the chief minister like Yogi Adityanath, and he has clearly killed all the oppositions. There is no role at all. If you really look at Samajwadi Party and Bhojana Samajwadi Party of Mayawati, I don't know, after having chief ministers, they used to have elephant safaris and all these things, and they used to purchase chapel and all in Maharashtra by using flights. Those grand scenarios has totally vanished, and there is no role as far as the opposition is concerned, particularly in Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. Sorry, I mean Madhya Pradesh.
Mr. Prasad, there is a difference. The opposition is there, but there is a substantial vote difference. Bhanu, isn't this true that when we talk of the opposition, the difference in the distance between the ruling dispensation and the opposition is now in the margin of 6 to 8%. That is making all the difference. If you look at the original Gujarat model, after 1989, the BJP used to be around 46 seats and the Congress used to get 42% of the vote. And now the same thing, the 4% vote, which used to stay and keep BJP in power, has grown to 8% of votes. In some of the states, Recently, it's at 10%. That's the difference. It's not that the people have not voted for opposition. It's that more people have voted for BJP. I think we have to look at it from this perspective. That is why Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat behave very differently in Lok Sabha election. लोग भूल जाते हैं 2019 में क्या हुआ था.
Yeah, absolutely. See, BJP has not only grown the pie, but also got the bigger share of the pie. So both of that has happened, like you mentioned. In case of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, we saw the numbers there. And see, like Rahul Dravid and other coaches would say, like, focus on the process and the results could come, right? The Congress party has bungled the process and hence the results are showing the way it is showing, right? So take for example, Gujarat. Gujarat, if somebody like Arjun Modbalia has moved to BJP, then it says the nature of the setup there, right? And also Baruch, the adda of Ahmed Patel was given to Aam Aadmi Party, right, in the seat sharing, and Ahmed Patel's daughter was actually wanting to contest from there. If come to Madhya Pradesh, same thing. Your survey is showing zero. Like, I'm a little surprised because Chindwara is probably one of the seats where they're very strong and they have a chance to make a rare hat in 2014, 19, and 24, because there are only like 12 seats, Karthikeyan, whole of India, where the opportunity is there. They're giving zero. And in 2014, they had 2 seats. The other was Guna, where Jyotiraditya Scindia won from, and he also has moved to BJP. So I think the process of Congress, where the first family is very aloof and they're allowing, there is no control over the state mechanism. You see the result there, and I think, like, it can be seen everywhere. But Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat are exhibit A and B for this poor management.